So here's the Ruston Hornsby 48DS, and the end of the box is part number R30013, Ruston Hornsby 48DS 040 and flatbed wagon, Gower Princess number 200793. Okay, so that's much of the unboxing done as possible. So yeah, nice box. There's a little bit of the history at the back, which I'll give you a condensed version of that later. Beautiful line drawing here, not to scale. That was drawn in 2018. But yeah, that's nice. I guess the line drawing is reference to when they were doing the research and development on this. Right, so let's open this, have a look. Wow. First thing that strikes you is it's such a small locomotive. My goodness. That is tiny. I think that's the second smallest locomotive I have. But I do like compact engineering, so yeah. Okay, great. Now, what have we got inside? Okay, the DCC ready operating maintenance instructions, general routine maintenance, a bit about the chassis, lubrication points, which is a normal places, body removal, it's 4 screws. Okay, it seems straightforward. And it looks like it's got NEM couplings, so that's good. And a DCC ready standard socket, which again looks pretty straightforward. Okay, usual stuff at the back. This one, what's this one? Oh, okay, a bit more about body removal. Please note to ensure that the front and rear sockets are pushed into the chassis before attempting to remove the body. The front and rear sockets, couplings, I guess. Okay, that's obviously very important because they've put that in as a separate note, as it were. Now, accessory pack, which is just NEM couplings. So maybe you have to fit these. They won't be fitted, I think. I think that's what the deal is here. I like it. I like it. Can you see that? That is really nice. Wow. You can see the detail. Let me just change the studio line a little bit. That is beautiful. Let me remove this carefully. Actually, it's quite heavy. Okay, let me try and bring this up to the camera. Yeah, I really like that. Let me just move the lighting again. Try that, this might be better. Very pretty, very, very nice. Let's try and get some close-up shots of that. Yeah, I just love this. It's really nice. Okay, next thing, let's get it on the layout and see how she performs. Now, I need to tell you what the price has cost me already. In fact, I'm surprised they allowed the additional discount, because I think it brought it under £60. I think it was like £59. Let me I'll check that, and I'll post it on the video so that I tell you exactly what this cost me. And I'll also check if Hornby still have some stock of these, if you're interested. Ruston Hornsby was an industrial equipment manufacturer in Lincoln, England, founded in 1918. Over 200 of the diminutive Ruston 48DS were built between 1937 and 1967, becoming immensely popular for small industrial sites who couldn't afford the expense of a steam shunting locomotive, or worked with hazardous materials where such a locomotive would be unsuitable. The origins of the Gower Princess has many possibilities. Gower has multiple meanings, including a Welsh name meaning pure, a surname, a peninsula in Wales, and also a couple of Scottish dialect words, but I think the pure princess is most likely. Ruston Hornsby locomotive 200793 left Bolton Works in 1940 and moved to the Old Mills Colliery in Somerset. Sold into preservation and remaining at the Pontypool and Blenavon Railway until 2014 as Gower Princess, she has since been moved to the West Somerset Railway and works as a yard shunter at Williton on the West Somerset Railway. Right, now we've got her on the track now, and she's looking absolutely stunning. It's got a very sort of elegant black industrial look about her, and yeah, I just checked the price, what I paid for this. I think I did touch on it earlier. I got an amazing deal on this. These were reduced on sale down to around 65, I'm just quoting by memory. And then I had some discount I could apply to that. So I had to double take what I paid for this, but I paid £59 something. I'll tell you, that makes me laugh, because I know what these normally retail for and what other variants go for. And to be honest, the detail, you've probably seen it in some of the pictures earlier, the detail of this model, it's exquisite. It's really, really good. The attention to detail, the printing on the side of the engine compartment and below the cab window, I'm really impressed. This Ruston 48DS is really, it's a minor miracle. I love, it's one thing I've kind of been interested in is, what is my main preference in model rail? And I think I've told people before, I do like diesels because I grew up, my first train set was diesels. It was class 33 by Lima. That was my first locomotive. So I've always had a soft spot for diesels. But what I've noticed is I do like small locomotives. For me, that gives me a real kick. Some of the bigger, larger stuff, not so much. So having this is hitting all the likes for me. But how does it run? This is a big question. So let's I'll reposition this. Okay, I've got it on half power. And let's ease her up. I was going to say ease her up. She kind of leapt into action now. Okay, she's on her way. She's doing her rounds. Okay, I've got it at half speed. I'll show you it running past the half speed, but the gearing is very sensible on this, I'm glad to say. This is it coming back past the half speed, 50%. So it's half power, 50%. And I think that's, scale speed wise, that's probably faster than it got to in real life. I'll have to check the real life speed of this. Now there's 2 points on the outer track, one that's coming up to just there, and there's no hesitation. Of course it's got the extended pickups through the flatbed trailer that it's pulling, but regardless, going over the points like that is good to see. Now with this locomotive you can detach the flatbed trailer and run it just with the shunter, but of course you're asking for trouble when you come to points and stuff, especially if you're running it slow. She will stutter a little bit, I think, but I don't have a problem leaving this flatbed wagon on it, because quite honestly you would see that as a kind of regular formation for this type of locomotive for the duties it was performing. It was always light work, generally speaking, and well, I'm just so impressed. I'm just loving seeing this thing coming down the line. It is so nice. I'll tell you what, I can understand why Hornby were charging, I don't know, £115, or I don't know how much they were charging for this thing. Or, you know, this range, you do have different livery options. But I can understand why they were charging that, because it just oozes quality. This unit is really, really nice. Do you know what I think I'll do? I think I'll weigh this. I'm intrigued to see how many grams this is. Okay, I've got her on the small scales, which reminds me I need to get some larger scales, but yeah, if we round it up, 97.6 grams, or to be exact, 97.58. But I don't know, because small compact size, actually feels a bit heavier than that. But maybe if I got everything on the scales, because I'm missing part of the trailer. But yeah. Like I say, if you own one of these, you would probably think that weight is higher, because I think there's a lot of die cast on this. Yeah, I think the body's plastic actually, but the chassis I think is die cast. There's definitely die cast on it. It's maybe just the chassis. What a fantastic small industrial locomotive this is. I really, really like it. Let's reverse it back, and I'm gonna change it on the line so we can see it coming along the coastline. Okay, I'll just reverse it. Back over just seamless going over the points. Yeah, I just want to check if there's any lighting or something I was maybe missing here. But I am so impressed with this thing. Okay, I'm gonna see what kind of the top speed is on this, on half power. It's more or less the same as 50%. Okay, I'll put on full power now. Yeah, she does pick up. I'm going to go back to half power again. Yeah, I think half power speed is the speed I'll be running this set because it looks a more realistic scale speed for me. I'll tell you what, if they had this Ruston in other liveries at this price, I would buy them. No hesitation. It is a fantastic small diesel locomotive, and I think it's fantastic. It really is nice. Yeah, it was one of those locomotives that I didn't actually, I always kind of thought, well, I'd quite like one of those. Look at that, it's just work of art. Yeah, it caught my eye, this locomotive, for quite a while, and I'd seen it reviewed by other content people. But I always felt the price was a little bit high, you know, and when that price came along and I had a discount voucher on it, I couldn't refuse, really. £59 for that. That is just, do you know what, it's almost, watching that going round is just therapeutic. It should be prescribed on the health service. I don't know, I'm just so taken with this little locomotive. What a cracker. What an absolute cracker. Now, let's see if she's got any crawl potential. So she'll go on half power. I don't think it is, because I just noticing on the running earlier, I think she leaps into action a little bit, but to be quite honest, I'm not too fussed. Let's have a wee look anyway. I'll just slowly ramp it up. It's about 3%. Oh yeah, 4%. She just takes off. Let's try her in reverse. Yeah, 3% inches away. But, you know, it's still kind of... Yeah, I don't mind that, to be honest. The gearing is excellent on it for like realistic speed. She's very sure-footed going around the track. Obviously we do know it's because of the flatbed wagon that she's trailing. We've got the extra pickups there, but regardless, I mean, you know, how many times have you run a locomotive that sticks on points or stalls out on points, and it's annoying, right, for anybody in the hobby. But this thing is just, oh, wow. Let's get some shots of her running around from different angles. Okay, so I'm going to do some scoring for this one. I think it's relative, but I'm pretty sure you know by my comments on the video already that I do like this locomotive. Okay, first of all, quality. The build materials are of high quality, really. And you know, the combination of the die-cast chassis plate, but I'm fairly sure it is, I still need to confirm that, but I think it's got a die-cast chassis. And yeah, just the attention to detail, the quality of this, I'm going to give this 5 out of 5. The paint finish is absolutely excellent. I've tried to give as detailed pictures as possible. It's difficult sometimes with a black locomotive to really see all the details, but hopefully in the still images that I've taken, you'll be able to appreciate and see better than I can see, because it is such a small locomotive. A lot of the details on the bodywork are really tiny, and I think to appreciate you have to look at a high definition image, you know. The fitted parts as well are excellent, handrails, etc., the glazing. So yeah, and just the overall realism of it. So I'm going to give the finish 5 out of 5. Features, it's got extended pickups because we've got the extended flatbed wagon at the back, and it gives you an additional load space, as we can see in this image where we've got some freight on the back of that flatbed. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any lighting. That's a minor criticism, but again, bearing in mind how small this is, it might have been difficult to get some lighting in there, but that's just a minor point. So I'm going to give that 4 out of 5 on features. Now next is performance. The performance is really good. You've got a fantastic scale speed on this locomotive. It's very sure-footed going around the layout. And I suppose there's a bit of a trade-off. It doesn't have any real crawl potential, but the scale speed is excellent. So that's where the trade-off is. So I'm going to give that 4 out of 5. And then value for money. Well, as I've said on other reviews, it all comes down to what you pay for a model. At its full price, I would say it's a little high, possibly. But then again, you know, I really like this locomotive. I love it. It's really nice. And as I said earlier, if they were bringing out other liveries at this sale price, I will snap them up because I like this so much. So value for money, certainly based on what I paid for it, I have to give it 5, maximum score. So that gives a total score of 23 out of 25. And but in terms of how I like it, it's 25 out of 25. But I thought I'd do some scoring and show where its pros and cons are, right? If you want a very small diesel locomotive to have lighting, then this one doesn't have it. Could you fit it? Possibly. But when you look at the pros of the quality of finish, the running characteristics, the detail, it is a beautiful locomotive, and I have to say, well done, Hornby. Hornbys sometimes get a little bit of Hornby bashing, but this year, personally speaking, on the Hornby models that I've picked up this year, and I've probably picked up about maybe 4, 5, 6, I don't know, round about those. Every single one of them is knocked out the park. I haven't had a single problem with any of them that I've bought, whether it's been quality, paint finish, performance, operating. they, you know, as I say, Hornby has got full marks almost. I mean, I've been a little critical with this one, but I'm only highlighting the features that it doesn't have, and I have to be honest. Even though my heart tells me I love this, I think it's fantastic. But yeah, really glad I got this, and I really hope Hornby have some more in the sales, but that's just wishful thinking on my part. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this review and episode of the Hornby Class 48DS, and I'll see you next time.